Hello there, everybody. Welcome to another crochet video. So at this moment, we know the single stitch, and there are a lot of things you can do with that one basic stitch. And today I'll be showing you some different techniques, kind of some different textures for those tactile people, because I'm one of those and I love the different textures. So we have a regular single crochet right here. So that's pretty cool, but pretty basic. And this is a, I guess it's kind of like a ribbed, it's going in just the back loops. So it's kind of got like these little ribs here. This is one I don't really typically use too much. It's kind of alternating between kind of like this back side and front side, and you do that all the way across. So we have our normal single crochet where we're going through both of those top loops, and the textures today, that's what we will be doing. So I started a square. It's about 6 inches, or not 6 inches. It's 6 stitches across. Can I get into it? There we go. And this little square, it will show all these different techniques. So first we have our normal single crochet. So the back loop crochet, it's pretty easy, and I love to use this. We will go just like we normally do. You would single crochet just like you normally would, but you would go in this back loop. So instead of going in both of them, we'll just go in one, and it's the back one. So this is called the back loop. And we will just single crochet just in those back loops. And in a pattern, it will be called a back loop. And I normally call it a back loop, so I'll be doing 2 rows of this. And it's just single crocheting and just simply in a different spot. And there's really a lot of stuff that you can do with single crochets. I'm sure there are a lot more textures out there, but these are some pretty basic ones to kind of get the ball rolling. And what you can do with a single crochet is you can actually do dishcloths. These I know for a fact they're going to be dishcloths. Even if you wanted to take like a different type of yarn other than cotton, you could even sew squares together to make a blanket, or even like a pillow sham. Anything really that your imagination can come up with, really. Okay, where am I going here? That's where I'm going. Okay. So I believe we have 2 rows of that. And I do know that the back loop, it's very stretchy. Very, very stretchy. So if you want something that will stretch, this might be the one thing for you. So now we're going to move on to this back loop and front loop and alternate. So what we're going to do is we're going to start ourselves a new row. So we're going to kind of do it just like the back loop. We're going to go in just that back loop, and we're going to do a single crochet. But now, however, we're going to go these 2 little loops, we're going to crochet in just that front one, and that will give us this alternating texture of like a back and then a front. I know my mother, she loves to use this back and front loop, and I don't typically use that, but I'll show it to you. So that's the back loop, and this is the front loop. And the chain, I always kind of use that. It's kind of like an edging. I always go in the same place, that little back spot of of the chain. So there's our little alternating row. We're going to do that again. We're going to start with our back loop, and then we're going to do our front loop. Now we're back loop, and our front loop, and then we'll be done with that row. So there's really a lot of stuff that you can do with single crochets. So here we have our little square demonstrating everything. We have our normal singles, our rib, and our front and back loop. So it's a pretty cool little square. So really, you can do a ton of stuff with single crochets, even stuffed animals. You can do that with all single crochet stuff, but there's just a lot of counting doing stuffed animals. So like I said, you can use them for just simple little dishcloths like this for washing your dishes. You can also use these for washcloths. You can even make little squares, little ones. I know you can use it for I think you could possibly use it for maybe taking off makeup or exfoliating your skin. I've heard from a lot of people that you can use it for things like that. Or you could even sew it together and make a blanket out of squares, or you could just make this really huge square and have a big square for a blanket. But there's tons of stuff for you to use your single crochet, and it's really a stitch to get the motions down. So I highly recommend doing a lot of single crochets for quite a while. I'd say probably about a couple weeks, just doing tons and tons of single crochet stuff. So they can make really simple gifts, just oodles and oodles of stuff. Just, I encourage to use imagination. So anyway, that just about wraps up the video. So as always, happy stitching, you guys.